Okay guys, so excuse the like 80s ponytail. I'm gonna be washing my hair pretty soon, but I just wanted to come and do a quick comparison of two products that I told you I would do a review on. If you have a problem when people are drinking coffee and talking at the same time, then you might as well turn this off now. I'm not my husband has a cold. I never really get sick, but he's been having this lingering cold, and so I think it's kind of draining me a little bit. So anyway, what the review is the Milk and Magnesia. This, of course, as you can tell, is the generic version, and then the Black Radiance Complexion Perfection. That. Okay, so we're gonna start off talking about the Milk of Magnesia. So when I tried that out, it lasted 8 hours. So as far as comparing the two, the Milk of Magnesia lasted longer. Milk of Magnesia, also what it did, I'm just talking about strictly to my skin, and then I'll just give you some little facts to help you make a decision. The Milk of Magnesia, when my skin is dehydrated, sometimes I get fine lines here. They're not like permanent creases, but when I'm not taking care of my skin or not feeling good, you can see lines here. And the Milk of Magnesia, it draws up the oil in my skin, but it also draws out the water in the skin. And what that does is makes it look, if your skin is not moisturized or in bad shape, or you have dry skin, whatever lines you have, whatever skin problems you have, the Milk of Magnesia is going to make it 20 times worse. So if you are flaky, I would not recommend the Milk of Magnesia. If you are dry, if you have fine lines, if you have eczema, if you have anything along those lines, I would not recommend the Milk of Magnesia. I would recommend Milk of Magnesia for people that are extremely oily like I am. I'm not just oily in my T-zone. I'm oily here. I'm oily here. I get super oily everywhere. So let me give you some facts about it. Skin is usually acidic, and what the Milk of Magnesia does to the skin, besides, you know, soaking up the oil and drawing out the water from the skin, it also alkalizes the skin, which could also be a bad thing for certain people, because what the acidity of the skin is like, they call it the acid mantle. And so it's a mixture of like the skin oils, sweat, just a whole bunch of different things. They form a layer over the skin that is acidic, and that protects the skin actually. And so whenever you do something to remove that layer, such as by washing with a soap that's too harsh, or using a product that will alkalize that acid oil, you make your skin more susceptible to irritation, infections, and damage. Let's see. Once you take that layer away from the skin, I was reading various like peer studies and reviews. I tried to get the information more from like, you know, reputable sources. So I have access to like peer reviews, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, once you take the acid mantle away from your skin, it can take up to 12 to 14 hours, somewhere around that time, for it to rebuild. So if you are having problems with breakouts, eczema, inflammation, irritation, anything like that, this is probably a product that you want to stay away from, just because it will tend to make that worse, and then the bacteria that you're introduced to, and you know, like the elements from the environment, you won't have that protection against it. And by the time you start rebuilding it, say if you took your makeup off, then you wash it off with a soap that's too harsh, but you'll never be replacing your acid mantle, and so therefore you always leave your skin susceptible to those things. That doesn't mean that it is going to happen to you. It's something that you should be aware of. And so if you do have skin problems, you just need to be careful using Milk of Magnesia. Let's see. Alright, so I told you about the little key things for the Milk of Magnesia. People, if you read a lot of reviews, they tell you that you shouldn't, definitely don't use the flavor. kind, like cherry or whatever, I don't know. But they tell you that you can't use the generic brand. I've tried this before, and I've used the brand name and I've used the generic brand. They both work the same. I did not get any breakouts from it. Like I said, I did experience extreme drying, but had my skin not been dehydrated at the time, it looks fine, and it lasts for 8 hours. Once I blot after the 8 hours, then it's weird. So you blot the oil after 8 hours, and then you can go another 3 or 4 hours and have matte skin again. So, need to get a drink. Now with the Black Radiance it has more synthetic ingredients, and I'm just going with the it has a lot of ingredients, so I'm just gonna touch on what the ingredients do. So with this ingredient, this is more of a chalky, very liquidy type substance. It's white. If you don't need a lot. If you see white streaks on your face, you're putting on too much. So just blend in those white streaks. You need a very, very thin layer for it to be effective. With the Black Radiance, it is more of a white lotion type substance, and it rubs into the skin and then you don't see it anymore. A little goes a long way. You probably need a pea-sized amount for your whole face. Like I said, this one lasts 6 hours. And then after you blot, you still can get a couple more hours looking matte, like your makeup, like you just put on your makeup. But 6 hours. It is not as drying as the Milk of Magnesia. So I tried it too. I still kind of have the dehydrated skin, but I tried it and it doesn't really make the lines more pronounced or make it look like I have permanent fine lines and wrinkles. Let's see another. It's smooth. It has dimethicones in it. It has cones in it, and so it kind of gives you that not totally silky finish like if you try the Smashbox Photo Finish. It's not, or the matte. It's not like that, but it does kind of leave you with that little slip to your skin. I didn't experience any breakouts with the product. I think that's it. So let me tell you just some key points about the Black Radiance. It is paraben free, but like I said, it has quite a few synthetic cones. So if you are a person that gets irritated by cones or are trying to stay away from cones because you are unsure of what they do to the body or to the environment, then this may be a product that you may want to pass on. The thing about cones is that they're very emollient. So what that means is whatever moisture that you have on your face, once you put the Black Radiance on, is going to trap whatever is under that layer of Black Radiance. So if you don't start off with super clean skin or clean hands, or if you have anything that you didn't clean off, or you know, any little thing like that, you have now trapped that onto your skin under the layer of Black Radiance. So if you are prone to breakouts, then this may not be a product for you, and it might be why cones don't work, because if you're extremely susceptible, extremely sensitive to any type of impurities and you trap them there, then they're there until you wash this off. And you really have to wash off silicones very well in order to take that emollient barrier off and then have your natural skin showing. For both of the products, you do have to be careful and make sure that you're not allergic, because if you are allergic, then of course neither one of them is going to work for you. With the Black Radiance also, because like I said, how it holds in the dirt, it can worsen your acne. Also, like I said, if you're worried about cones, besides it not being biodegradable, which I don't really know. I mean, I don't know how bad that would be on your skin. However, you know, once you throw the product away, whatever's left in the product. And also the fact that, like I said, people don't really know the health effects of it, and it is sometimes thought to be a tumor promoter. The other thing about the Black Radiance is that it, because it kind of has the dimethicone, it kind of smooths the imperfections and makes them appear less defined. So for instance, if you do have wrinkles, if you do have dark spots, once you put that layer on, it kind of blurs them a little bit, as if you were looking through a blurry lens. It doesn't completely take them away because it's only a primer. It just makes them less visible. And then it also has another, if you're going to read the ingredients, you'll see dimethicone, which is common. And then it also has another cone called CPS. And that one is just, it's used in conjunction with dimethicone, because I think what I understood was dimethicone is a little bit thicker, and so sometimes they add the CPS because it's thinner, and so that helps it spread on your face, you know, in an even smooth layer. And then once that's done, the CPS evaporates, and then you're left with the dimethicone and all the other ingredients. And then another ingredient that was kind of unique to this product, as far as most primers go, is it has kaolin clay. I don't know if I'm saying that right. So every time I talk about something, you'll see a bar, you know, after editing. So the clay, I think, is one of the key ingredients in this product, besides, you know, the slip from the cones. And what it does is it tightens the skin and pores, and then it dries up the skin. Now, it doesn't soak up as much of your natural oils as the milk of magnesia, which is why it's not as drying. It will, you know, absorb some oils, but it's not just constantly pulling out the oil and the water from your skin. So if you have combination skin, this may be better for you. If you have dry skin but maybe have just a couple, well, that's combination skin, but if you have dry skin and you just want it to look flawless all day and don't want to, and this doesn't work out for you, you may want to try the Complexion Perfection. The clay also has a little bit of acne fighting properties to it. I don't know how reputable that would be in this product, because I think the clay was like the 4th or 5th ingredient, so I don't actually know how much. And it decreases the shine, which is a good thing. If you're oily, perfect for you. You don't want the oily, you want it to absorb your oil. It also controls the production of more oil throughout the day, and it is translucent, so it doesn't really show up. They also use that clay, you know, in a lot of mineral makeup to kind of give it some slip to the skin. So let's see. Sorry, I know this itching. So like I said, if you are extremely oily and the side effects don't bother you, or you want to try it out for a day, or you want to just use be, you know, flawless on special occasions, the milk of magnesia is a perfect product for that. You can try it out. You'll get up to 8 hours of no shine before you have to repowder or blot. And then the Black Radiance is better if you have, it worked for me on my oily skin, but it's also if you are dehydrated, have imperfections, or drier skin or combination skin, you might want to go for the Black Radiance. But like I said, just look at the pros and cons of both products and pick the one you want. They both work amazingly well. 6 hours, 8 hours, same effect, except this one is more drying. If you have any other questions about the product, let me know. I hope this